here in HGC Korea. It's no shock that the most dominant team in the world, after picking up two of their strongest members of their sister team now, would do this well. But Mighty still has a chance to turn it around. If they win 3 maps in a row, Sky Temple will be the choice here for Black. They normally take it as their second map. They're going to take it as their third in this case.
Yep, very highly picked map in HGC Korea. As we see a lot of snowball, we might actually see a very quick game going towards either team. And Mighty, as before we went out to the commercials, I said they have the theme. They really studied MVP Black. They really studied hard on the drafting phase. We could really tell what they wanted to do and how they wanted to bring it. Did not work so perfectly in the game, but I think it also has to do on Merry Day on that Charism. I think that gives so much power for MVP Black right now.
I mean, he's really good. He always has been, and it feels like that's a strength that could be exploited because Nasong is so good at Rhaegar. The Charism ban seems like it could be a really strong tool. We just haven't really been seeing it, and if you do that, then you lose a meta hero, or you give another meta hero that's really powerful in composition, because Merida doesn't have to play Charism, but it's definitely something to consider that I feel like Whitey maybe could implement in their draft a little bit more. They're going to have their third first pick, first ban here in a row, and maybe the third time's the charm. I feel like in game number 1, they won the draft pretty hard. In game number 2, they had a solid draft. But Mighty is just losing out because Black seems to be the mechanically better team. They're drafting very intelligently here. They're not going to get Falstad this time on Sky Temple as it's removed, but they will take Ragnaros first pick.
Yes, Ragnaros is very powerful in this map, especially, well, basically in all maps right now, but Ragnaros is just so powerful. That's why everyone loves him, picking Ragnaros first pick, and there goes Malfurion and Dehaka Black already locking into 2 of their safe, comfortable choices.
Yeah, Dehaka gets the global in. They get the Kocha hero locked in as well. And Malfurion, super powerful, so as much as we talked about Karazim's Merry Day's Karazim, like, it feels like they're one and the same. It's definitely going to be a standard rotation here for MVP Black. Mighty now, in terms of globals, they can grab ETC. I feel like they really should pick up our cow guitarist here.
Or you can change it up with go with more than something more tanky, and also Varian is an option along with the combo of Ragnaros Smash.
I feel like against Black, in terms of team fighting, raw team fighting, you want to out-global them. And you know what? They're even going to go as far as to go Brightwing. I feel like the way to beat Black for Mighty right now is to get an early lead and make it so powerful. Like, go crazy on that early lead and snowball the game against them. Because if you're only a little bit ahead or dead even, it feels like MVP Black is just going to roll you over. So I like the commitment to globals here. Brightwing super highly prioritized. I mean, second rotation priority here.
We feel like that was not super necessary, but here comes Tassadar from MVP Black. Let's see what's the follow-up. Vala, Tracer. What's going to happen? It is Vala for the moment.
It's Vala because Kocha's already going to play the Dehaka. This Tassadar is a denial pick for Mighty. They were absolutely considering the Tracer. We actually see, everyone talks about Tassadar Tracer, but Brightwing Tracer is also a thing. And when you have the Tracer gank attempt, Brightwing teleports in, gets the polymorph off, you see the pulse bomb go down. You can have it since level 1. Of course, it's one of the traits of Tracer. But that's, I think, a partial denial pick to that. They also have Task Vala, which is really powerful. They've got a global and the top tier support. So Mighty has, you know, the global commitment to ETC, Brightwing, but they don't have a ganking hero to go with it. And I don't know if they'll be able to get one now. I think they were considering the solo ranged Tassadar Tracer with Brightwing as solo support, but now I think we're going to have to switch it up and just go into regular range damage. Tychus is still available. Look, I mean, ETC, okay, Li Ming and Tychus. Okay, so going to get the 2 range damages, the most popular in Korea. Brightwing can be a good ganker with ETC as well, because, you know, he can stage dive in, she can teleport in, get the poly off, and they can get a kill, or you could just see the power slide in with the polymorph. That's very powerful too.
And with the last pick, Johanna, that's gonna finish out the draft for MVP Black. Like this very strong draft coming from both sides. Which one do you like a little bit more?
I'm going to have to go with MVP Blacks. They have a top-tier global. They've got the best support. They have the combo with Vala, Tassadar, and they've got a solid tank to round it out. We'll see if the Brightwing pick ends up being full of merit here for Mighty. It feels desperate, but they have 2 potential globals now. They've got high gank potential in the early game with ETC Brightwing. They need to make it work. They need to snowball that early game. We're going to go into Sky Temple, which could be our last map of the night. In blue, on their last life in this best of 5, Mighty, Joker on ETC, Sands on Ragnaros, Magi on Tychus, Nasong on Brightwing, and SDE on Li Ming.
And in red, MVP Black rotating around the well. Sake on Tassadar, Reset on Vala, Tust on Johanna, Kyocha on Dehaka, Meride on Malfurion.
This will be Nasong's 3rd career game of Brightwing, his 2nd least played support. He's going to go for level 1 Arcane Flare upgrade. Just looking for a little bit more damage, as MVP will commit to this bot rotation. Letting the shields to keep Vala alive while she just kind of tanks this. Malfurion heals. Tist for the assisted retreat here as they nearly get a cannon tower down. A few more autos would have done it, but they get the safe retreat. And a big win in terms of structures here already for MVP Black.
Yep, we saw some crazy plays coming from Kyocha's Dehaka, just rotating at the right moment, coming around from the back and grabbing onto a target. And MVP Black, all they had to do was just focus on whichever target Kyocha grabbed. And that was basically the beginning and the end of the story for the team fight. Let's see if that happens again in this game.
That's what I'm looking for. Look at this SDE swankiest orbs right there. I mean, I don't even know what else to call them but swanky. That was pretty swanky what we just saw. Joker comes around. He's already seen. And with a rotation down here from Test, he's not going to be able to find a pick here. As the temples do spawn in 10 seconds.
And also notice there is a Tassadar against the Li Ming, so less likely to get that reset onto Li Ming. Tassadar will shield.
See our first Brightwing gank attempt. It's on to Kyocha, and he just simply avoids everything. Gets polyed and walks away casually. Even with the extra Arcane Flare upgrade, it's not enough to get the pick. Not even close, really. Interestingly as well, Tist actually went Regen Master. That's not really common, but he's going to get tankier if that quest completes. Won't always complete on this map, but when it does, she gets tankier. All right, this is a big commitment to Kyocha. Will he be able to get out this time? Dodges the Arcane Flare. And Joker's here, but he dodges the power slide with a burrow. And will he get out? Absolutely. Cannot believe it. And now Magi, very low. He should be fine, but with all the commitments they have, with all the CC they have, they're still unable to make this work.
I think that was the cross line of death or life, and he chose not to step over the line of death right there. Well played by Kyocha.
This is going to force a Molten Core as they try to poke down everybody they can here. Joker does go down, though. Molten Core not going to save him here. And Reset just going to absorb the damage here with this shield. MVP Black takes a lead in terms of Temple shots fired. As SD is trying to do another swanky orb here. Not going to work out. We'll just retreat safely. He's got that new chicken mount, so I'm a big fan of that. And I like his attempts to do damage here, but Black dodging deftly this time. Black's going to camp first, actually, on their Bruisers, and this means Mighty's going to get Siege Giants first.
And we saw how consistent Reset was, even without a Tassadar, just with Malfurion in game number 1, I believe. That was the last pick, Vala. And he only died, I think, twice in that game. Really not giving too much resets onto Li Ming. And we'll see an even better Vala with Tassadar shield this time.
Well, this means Black is going to get 2 camps with this safely. The faster camp to Mighty means they're actually doing quite a bit of damage onto these structures, but once this is cleared up, Black's camp timing is going to be a little bit more relevant for the next shrine. And in fact, Magi, will he go down here? Gets away. Tist is trying to kill him with the Blessed Shield. Does not happen here. And going to see a root go in onto Joker. Magi just barely gets out of that condemn. We see the kill onto Li Ming, though, and this is a problem. And this is that really relevant timing for these Siege Giants to push, especially when Li Ming's dead. And at the top lane, you can see Rag just barely dealt with the Bruiser camp of MVP Black. I don't think there's enough time for Mighty to get their Bruiser camp to have that extra top lane pressure when this this temple spawns. They would have to do it basically right now in order to make that happen. I just don't think it will.
And Black, they also want to pressure this lane a little bit more because they do want to take that bottom well.
They're so close.
Yeah, before that second temple phase happened, it is about to come up, and they're really putting some damage onto that. And Joker is actually the one who's going to try to stop, not really catching Tist too much.
Forcing Sake to use his super early dimensional shift. By the way, it's super funky to see Sake on Tassadar. Just as such a mechanical player he is, to see him on the Tassadar is a little bit funny to me. Mighty actually takes control of this temple first because Koja's still in the top lane, pushing that fort really, really hard. But they don't have well, actually, no, they did save their well. Take it back. It's actually, I can see it on the mini-map now, so it's still alive. That's huge that they didn't actually kill that. But they're losing a lot of health on that fort to the top lane, and they're actually doing pretty well in this 4v5.
Mighty, I think they almost everyone tapped on that well with Sands on the last one. Molten Core does go on. Let's see if Dehaka joins the fight. Not yet.
He's helping them get 10 first. That's what he really wants here. Molten Core not getting any picks, doing a lot of damage. That Meride is on point, healing everybody he can. In fact, Black is the one without a healing well here, so no one can actually heal up right now. Daka nearly getting them 10. Kyocha in the top lane. Will come down in just a moment here. Okay, Heroics available. We're going to see Force Wall, actually. Rain of Vengeance, Adaptation, and definitely Blessed Shield, of course, coming out for Johanna. And here's the stun and kill in the Li Ming. That's what Blessed Shield is for. Pretty good Heroic. And Mighty, they got about 2/3 of this temple, but now they have to let it go. And they lost a lot of health on the top fort anyways, and now Black's going to get this boss with the level 10 advantage they have. So maybe they give up a few shots on the temple, but they won in the end in terms of what they were able to do structurally.
Yeah, with the temple and the boss right after, I think they can actually push the bottom lane super hard all the way into that second wall if they actually choose to. Mighty just hit level 10, and that was way too late, and boss is already going towards that bottom fort, and it looks like MVP Black wants to have this full push on the fort.
Okay, here we go.
Mighty having Brightwing is already on top, ready for that teleport.
Teleports in right now, has Blink Heal. Look at Joker's positioning. It's actually really good to try to get a big stun and a pick. Meride is the target here. Gets a big silence off Twilight Dream. Triple Blessed Shield as well. And Mighty is going to have to back off. They do go ahead and pop down Odin. Magi gets stunned, though. He's slowed as well by Tastar. He's going to be the first to die. Mosh Pit here. Not enough here. ETC is dead. 2 dead for Mighty already. Make that 3. Boss still with about maybe 10% health is going to help work on this keep wall. MVP Black has 5 here in the bot lane. They didn't even finish the temple, by it's still down in the bot. You can just retreat back and take it. They don't get the full keep wall down, but they damage it heavily. And this series, I honestly did not expect it to look this way. I really thought Mighty was going to put up a much better fight, but Black is dominating. And I'm just not going to lie to you guys. It's this first game here, 6-0. No structures down for Black. It's pretty one-sided.
It is pretty one-sided, and this is one of the reasons why Brightwing is not too much favored in the supports, especially because Brightwing is, of course, global. If you lose on that global heroes, but when you already have ETC hold on to that thought, just getting very low with that power slide, but it's actually taking a lot. Mighty actually taking a lot of damage, especially Sands gets stuck in the front line, gone.
Oh.
And Kyota's onto the chase of all the rest of the team members of Mighty.
SDE was cleansed early on. That saved his life, but he's been on the retreat this entire time. Magi's going to go down. They're looking for the catch here. Johanna might actually be able to come and cut them off. Joker buying a lot of time. It looks like SDE will escape with Nasong, but Joker's going to pay for that with his life to save them. Saves himself, or rather saves his teammates, but unable to save himself as the wall of this bot keep goes down. Already coaches in the mid lane, soaking, trying to push them to 16. And this is bad news right now so far for Mighty. You know, I really feel like going back to the draft, the Brightwing here was going to be for a Task Tracer. And Black picked up on that right away, and they were like, not only we're going to deny you the Tassadar, but we're also going to go Task Vala. And Mighty's still got the two, you know, considered best DPSs, if you will, in the game, and Tychus and Li Ming. But the Brightwing pick, the problem with Brightwing is, yes, she is a global. She can teleport, and she has the ability to polymorph someone and go for ganks, but they don't have a ganking pair hero besides ETC. And Brightwing doesn't have burst heals. Her blink heal is not even close. She didn't build into phase shield, so they don't have that either. So she just can't save people when Vala's doing the massive damage, when you see the blessed shield come out, when you see the stuns. And that's why a lot of people are critical of Brightwing being used as a solo support, because there are just better options in terms of healing, in terms of ganking and globals. That's why they chose her, but they didn't get the pairing they wanted in the draft. And so Brightwing looks weak in this case, but this isn't what they wanted. Blackout drafted them.
Yep, and Black is going to have this hard push onto the top second wall. How many camps are here? It's incredible. Just like they just want to push all the way in it. It's already only been 10 minutes into the game. I think Mighty really wants to have a big team fight with Big Mosh, Smash, and Odin. Just Disintegrate, just catching all of them, getting resets, just winning a big team fight. But that is just not happening with MVP Black right now. They do have a lot of CC to cancel that also.
Okay, here we go. Here's a teleport in. MVP Black actually going to catch Sands, though, on the left side. He has to use his Sulfuric Smash. Doesn't save him, though. He's dead. And that's going to make this a 4v5. Although, meanwhile, Meriday did get picked off on the right side. So now 4v4. Kocha trying to do what he can here. There is Mosh Pit available. He's going to try to make this work. Moggy's dead. And this means ATC's going to have to retreat. SDE alone does not have enough damage to carry this fight. He's not going to be able to get the resets. And Mighty tries to retreat with as best as they can, you know, trying to minimize their losses here, cut their losses, get out. This entire map has been painted red from the start. We're in colorblind mode, so it's a little bit more orangey. But, oh man, SDE is actually going to get caught and killed here too, it looks like. No way out for this poor Li Ming. I like that. That was pretty cute.
And
trying to trade this here, but it's not going to happen.
Yep, she can turn around, teleport in, do QW, burst damage, but Reset knew that was coming, so he was actually being cautious at the last moment. No way of surviving that at the end.
Yeah, teammates came to help him as well.
Yep, 3 level differences, and bot temple is taken. Already shooting down the keep.
I mean, this has basically been full Merc control and full lane pushing for MVP Black the entire game. They see Nasong in the top lane. They're going to try to force him to teleport in here. They're going to start this boss. They may retreat if Nasong comes in. Nasong is just trying to get them 16 so they can get this boss, but it's not going to be able to do it fast enough. Here comes the teleport in. Look at the positioning, though. Tist in perfect spot. Kyocha comes from behind the brush dog. Tist perfectly spot to blind everybody. And Nasong's the first to die here. And Kyocha uses adaptation, gets back to full health. Sands is going to be the second to go down. And this could be the wipe that ends the game if they do not retreat fast enough. Joker actually gets lucky and gets out there. Kyocha didn't cut him off there. So with 2 down, it's looking pretty rough now as Siege Giants are taken. Boss is taken. The Keep's already dead. Black is looking to march to victory. They haven't necessarily won it yet, but they are looking very close. They're on the brink here. Mighty is going to have to play perfect. It's their last map here. If they lose it, they're out. They're going to lose the series 0-3. SDE trying to slow this down, trying to use that discouragement. The boss is at full health, though. I don't think there's any way Mighty could stop this.
He needs a perfect Mosh, perfect Odin damage. Does get 3-man Mosh cancelled by that boss.
Oh, that's
goodness.
it. That's it, G-Clef, the boss. MVP here for MVP Black. He was looking for the perfect Mosh all game long. When he gets it, the boss interrupts. Feels bad, man. Feels good to be MVP Black. They win the series 3-0, which will put them on the exact same win and map score as L5, tied in first position.
Well, Mighty really wanted to have that team fight. Even ETC even went crowd surfer. So just in case ETC can power slide in from out of Terran and just came in from the side and mosh in. Never happened until the very last moment. Game was basically already over by that time. I like the fact Mighty really kept it together, tried to have the theme until the very end. Of course, it did not work so well against MVP Black tonight.
No, it did not. But look, Black's a world-class team. Mighty's best achievement so far is a round of 4 at OGN. Strong team, good management. Kong, the old Sylvanas player, the old specialist player, all-rounder, if you will, for Mighty, takes care of the team. They've got good synergy together. They look to be strong. Again, Sans has leveled up his play a lot. I know I sound like a broken record on this, but if you guys watch Season 3, this is not the same Sans we're looking at right now.
Yeah, totally different. He was on Medivh. He was having some weird picks into a weird team comp together. Like, they were not talking each other. Like, the draft in level, if you actually go back and see, you will think of this player as like, is this the same guy?
Yeah, no, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to tell if you had the ID bar-coded and you were watching him.
No
he didn't
way.
even play the same role all the time. Like, he was playing Gul'dan when Gul'dan wasn't meta yet. No one really knew how to play him yet. He was an innovator, but he got knocked out of the tournament early with some wonky plays. But, look, Mighty has a strong future, and you shouldn't feel bad losing 0-3 to MVP Black because only 2 teams so far did not. MVP Black is 3-0 to everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. And they are in that middle position. Very safe. They're not going to drop down to Crucible, but maybe look for a chance to go up to top 3 as Tempest also lost 3-1 against L5. Maybe that's possible in the next week, but for the story of MVP Black, they are tied on first place with L5. What an exciting match we saw today.
Look, L5 versus MVP Black is one of the best series we've had in HGC Korea. It's coming up soon, and just think about it. Everything has been so close, been so tight between these 2 teams. One of them has to win, and one of them has to lose, right? Like, they both can't win. So that match is probably going to go to Game 5. It's going to be one of those long, insane, amazing best of 5. So I know a lot of people watching this are like, oh, it's so many one-sided matches, HGC Korea. Well, when the best teams are playing, that's going to happen. But, until then, keep checking these matches out, and we're going to have that coming up soon. We had something in our ears here. I think the interview is almost ready.
Yep, and they're having a Facebook event for the Koreans. And also, you can also go #HGC for Facebook if you want to get some skin codes. Even though you don't know the language, I think you can still participate as long as you just
ask your Korean friends for help.
have your #HGC Korea KR. I think that's all you need. Just type in something in Korean Google Translate. I think maybe you'll get a skin code and thank us later.
Yeah, I mean, probably will, man. If you try some cute Google translation, everyone's like, man, this guy's like trying, man, really hard. He's like not that good at Korean, but he's like trying to get through. Maybe we'd give this guy a skin.
Exactly.
All right, looks like we're ready for the interview now. And who's it gonna be?
I guess it's gonna be very likely Mary Day, I would say. There's a trumpet.
Trumpets.
Looks like it is reset this time, actually.
첫 경기에서 좀 많이 삐그덕해가지고
네.
좀 마음에 안 들었는데 마지막 경기에서
Well, first
많이
one
한것
wasn't
같아서
our best one, but I wasn't
마지막
really
경기는 거의
liking
뭐
how we
완벽했습니까?
played on the first game, but after that it was fine.
그래도 약간 부족하지 않았나 싶어요.
I think it wasn't
어저께는 싹해.
complete
오늘은 또 내가
satisfied
기분이
from today's
어떠세요?
match.
역시 인터뷰를 솔직히 제가 할 줄은 몰랐는데
I didn't know I was going to be interviewed
어저께는
today,
역시 저희 팀의 리더답게
and as the leader of the team,
팀장 형이 인터뷰를 하고
and
오늘은
Sake did the interview yesterday.
그래도 어제 팀장 형이 했으니까 오늘은 그냥 막내가 한번
And
아,
as the leader
그렇죠.
did the
어떠세요?
interview,
그,
maybe the
MVP
youngest of the
플레이어는
team
최고의 지금
is
팀에
going to do the
있긴
interview today.
하지만 그래도 뭐 팀에서 지금 젊은 피잖아요, 막내.
And you are the
그렇죠.
new blood, young
피지컬은
blood of the team.
어떻습니까? 본인이 몇
Your
등이에요?
mechanics. How would you? How high are your mechanics in the team? What rank are you?
이런 게 좋아요. 막내들이 이런 게
I think
좋아요.
I put first. I'm the
게임을
best in the
책이에요.
team.
그렇죠. 예. 제가 옛날에 말했는데 그 나이가 형이 아니에요. 게임 잘하는 게 형입니다. 제 형이에요.
Well, for game, it's
네,
you're
맞아요.
always older. You're always an older guy if you're better at playing
이렇게
the
경기하다
playing
보니까
the
저는
game.
진짜
That's right.
궁금했던 게 이제 남은 팀 그 남은 경기가 L5잖아요.
Yep.
네.
So the only match you have left is L5.
세트까지도 똑같아서 저 진짜로
It is exactly the same. You have a tie with L5 right now.
경기하기 전에 그 L5랑 기다리는 입장의 리세 선수는
어
And how do you feel about that match coming up?
약간 다음 주 좀 부담되긴 하는데
It's a lot of
마지막
pressure.
경기에 하필이면 L5라서 그래도 지금 많이 준비하고
And against the
있으니까
L5, we are preparing a lot.
저희가 좀 많이 준비해서 좋은 경기력을 아마 보여드릴 수 있지 않을까 싶어요.
I think
그
we will
L5에서
have a
가장
great result at
신경
the end as we are preparing really hard.
제일 신경 쓰이는 선수
Who's the one
일단
player that
탱커
gets on your nerve?
노블레스 선수가 제일 신경 쓰이고
The tank, Noblesse. I think
자, 그럼
he's
반대로
one of the
질문을
strongest
좀 바꿔볼게요.
right now.
Everybody's saying that.
Yeah,
상대에서
Noblesse is
조금
really good.
견제하고 있다는 모습, 견제하고 있다는 모습 제가 지울 수가 없는데 이스턴 클래시에서는 혹시 우승할 것 같으신가요?
And as you're basically going to the Eastern Clash, do you think you can also pull off the win in Eastern
우승
Clash?
할것
I
기도 하네요.
think I can actually win Eastern
하고
Clash.
싶어요 그냥.
I do
그게
wish
솔직한
and
마음인데
hope to
항상
win the
그런
Eastern
거예요.
Clash, of course.
앞날에 거칠 것이 없다. 어차피 나는 우승한다. 이렇게 말만 하면 안 좋은 건데
음.
연습 열심히 할 거 아니에요. 네,
그렇죠.
그래서 이제 마지막 남은 소위 저기 L5로 또 기적같이
the Marines
진짜 만나게
questions.
됐는데 한 몇 대 몇 정도 보세요?
What do you your score
아마
predictions for next Friday?
풀세트 가지
풀세트.
I think it's gonna be all 5 sets. Don't know the score.
서로 상대가 이제 인정해주고
That's
있다는
what-
걸
that's what I'm
정확히
thinking.
지금
Yeah, both
느끼고
teams
있는데
going all in. They have the respect. They're not going like, oh, L5, I'm gonna beat them 3-0. No.
웃으면서
Both
게임하셨거든요.
teams actually going
근데
full in.
웃으면서
They
어떻게-
think full
어떤
match, 5
마음이셨어요?
sets.
첫 경기는
내
좀-
밥이야 뭐 이런
아,
느낌이셨어요?
아니 그런 건 아니죠. 좀 제가 첫 경기부터 많이 죽다 보니까
From first match,
나
I
왜
did
이러지?
die a lot.
좀
아닌 것 같은데 하면서 좀 웃은 것도 있고
And maybe
마지막
I thought I
경기는
wasn't
그냥
having the best shape tonight.
저희 위주로 조합이 짜여 있다 보니까
But later on, when we had the team
재밌게
come
게임한 것 같아요.
around me,
신났죠? 네,
I think that was the time, and I got really
아까
excited.
제 옆에 계신 오프라임 해설이 그 말씀을 했거든요. 나만 봐. 그냥 이런 느낌.
And even though Prime said, just
자,
as a
좋습니다.
Vala,
오늘
just
승리
take
시키시고
care of me. I'll just do
마지막
whatever I want to.
팬들한테 한 말씀 해주시기 바랍니다.
요즘 응원해 주시는 분들 많은데
There are lots
다음
of
주
fans
마지막
that support
경기
us.
L5랑 저희가 준비 많이 하고 있으니까
And
좋은
we are
경기력으로
preparing our
보답하겠습니다.
best as we go against L5.
감사합니다.
So
네,
keep
파이팅!
cheering for us. Thank you
파이팅!
so much. That was Reset from MVP Black, as
아저씨들이
they have mad
파이팅이
respect
넘치는
towards
아, 저는
L5 coming up
네,
next
저는
week. You
형이에요.
can see that tension already, right?
Yep. I
저한테
mean,
형님이면
the winner of
오늘
this will take first
방금
place
경기 한번
in
살펴보도록
this round robin. So mark your calendars for that, okay?